Today we are here to celebrate Mahashivratri. It's a very great privilege for all of us to understand about Sri Mahadeva. Unless and until you have got your self-realization, you cannot understand what is the great personality, the character, and the powers of Sri Mahadeva. It's not easy to conceive, also to reach the depth of his greatness unless and until we are humble. We have to be very humble to reach at the lotus feet of Sri Mahadeva. As you have seen that one has to cross even the Sahasrara to be at the lotus feet of this great personality. He is beyond our conception, but he resides in our hearts as the Spirit and is reflected very well when you get your realization. But still, one has to understand the powers of Sri Mahadeva, which is not very easy to describe about this great God in little words. But the first power he himself has, that he is a very forgiving God. He forgives. He forgives us so many of our sins, so many of our destructive activities, our horrible mind which tries to create problems for everyone. Up to a point. But he has the greatest power to destroy. But the real spirituality, if you have, the protection will be always there, and Shiva will be very blissful. He's extremely blissful. And what does he give you is even more beautiful than you could think. He's extremely forgiving. I should say he is the source of such forgiveness. If you have forgiveness in your heart, he resides in your heart. Otherwise, gradually you start developing very difficult type of diseases. Say, if you are forgiving, your heart runs very fast. No one can touch your heart. you cannot get heart attacks. But if you are tolerating, suffering, and taking many things as a power of your own, doing wrong things, and forgetting about God, then you also start developing a very weak heart. So one side is that you develop a heart which is extremely aggressive and can become like Hitler's heart. Under any kind of pretensions, if you start torturing someone, your heart becomes solid, and then you can get a tremendous, massive heart attack, and all the troubles follow. This is inevitable. But supposing you are extremely tolerant and you tolerate all nonsense, you are very docile, you are a frightened person. If you are frightened and because of fright you do that, you can develop another kind of a heart we call as angina, where the blood supply is less and ultimately you develop a kind of a guilt and you lead a very mediocre life. So this second thing also is very visible among people who think they are very, very tolerant. I am saying that tolerance is all right because of spirituality, but not because you are frightened and you are afraid of something. If you are a Sahaj Yogi, you have no business to be afraid of anything. But he gives us the great heights of Himalaya. He makes human beings extremely beautiful, very noble. And he wants that people should love each other. There should be pure love among human beings. And also, he makes you very delicately behaving towards other people, very sweetly behaving towards others. If you don't have that, then you are going in the wrong direction. But his greatest thing is that he gives you the height and the depth. If you are worshipping him, then you develop such heights that you see the whole world as a witness. He sees the whole world as a Sakshi Swarupa, as a witness. And so, he is the knowledge. He is the pure knowledge. You may get your realization, all right? You might feel cool breeze in your hands, all right? But do you have the knowledge? I have to tell you. What finger means what hand means what is vibrations, I have to tell you. He is that knowledge. He is the pure knowledge, complete knowledge of the highest level. So he is the source of knowledge. Those people who are not humble cannot get that knowledge. Those people who are arrogant and who do not handle others delicately, sweetly, beautifully, are not blessed by. They cannot achieve anything in life. What do we have to achieve? Not your position, not your wealth, not all these outward things, but you have to achieve a loving heart with which you can love. If there is Shiva in your heart, you will love everyone in a very beautiful manner. There won't be any nonsensical ideas about love. Just pure love for all the people is the blessing. Then all your harshness goes away. So you should understand that in the name of God you have to love. You have to understand. You need not tolerate nonsense, it's different. But you have to love people, spread your love. Gradually this love can go all over the world. And then the vision of mine I can see working out. If they are very money-oriented, materialistic people, they are not loving them. They love you only for money. All such people will be destroyed. No doubt. One should be not only humble, but should be extremely loving. To get the blessings of Shiva, you have to be extremely loving. Such people may not be very cunning, clever, may be very innocent. Must be. Because when you love somebody, you want to help that person. And I don't know how to express, but one has to understand as yogis that with Shiva's love and his blessings, you can become extremely loving, extremely generous, very, very sweet, and innocent like children. You have to be innocent. There's no need to be very clever and cunning. And you'll be amazed how your innocence will be protected. If you are innocent, you don't have to worry. There's a power. There's the third eye of Shiva who is looking after you. Wherever you are going, he is with you. That doesn't mean that you become stupid. Doesn't mean that you are not practical. All that is taken over, all the practical side, by the power of Shiva. His guidance, his love, his kindness, you can see at every step of life. But first of all, watch your steps. Are you aggressive? Are you troublesome? Do you say harsh things to others? Or are you humble? Are you gentle? And if you are kind, he is very much pleased with you. So it's important how you express your love, how you talk about your love. Start it with your wife to begin with, and then you can move towards your children and other people. We are so stupid sometimes that we love the whole world but we can't love our wives. It's a speciality. In India, that's very true. But also in the West, I've seen people love their wives because of fear. Fear of divorce maybe, I don't know. Love should have no fear. It should have just free love, without any fear, without any aggression. Enjoy that pure love. And that is what is missing in the human beings today as it is. When the day will come when human beings will be understanding the beauty of love, then from the heavens there will be flowers pouring on us. It would be such a tremendous day when Mahadeva will be able to close his third eye and would be peaceful in his heart. It's my vision. It's the future for you to see how peacefully you can talk to me, how sweetly you can love others, how much you can give to others. But for a Sahaja Yogi, it is important to learn that love is your life. Love is spirituality. And love without expectations to do something. But one has to speak that way. See animals. See if you have a horse, if you have a dog. All these animals, they understand your love. How they stick to you, how they express their love. They're very sweet. And this we have to learn from them now, I think. Otherwise, I don't know how to make them understand the value of love. It is not that the way people are criticizing, that we are not practical, that we have not achieved much money or power or something. That's not important. Because there are many like that selling in the market. But we are different. We are the jewels of humanity. And we have to be like that, shiny. Cutting out all the wrong things within us as a diamond is cut to look something very, very great. My only, if I have any, desire is that try to follow the qualities of Sri Mahadeva. How great he is, how detached he is. Detached, absolutely detached. We just are bothered about ourselves. Like we'll ask, how are you? Mother, I've got a headache, I've got a stomach trouble, I have another trouble, everything is there. But another one would say, I'm all right. So what's the matter? Put the world right, Mama. Mother, why don't you put the world right? He's worried about others, not about himself. And in that understanding of what one should do, to make this world happy, beautiful, for that one has to really work hard, so-called. And in that working, one thinks, isn't it our duty to make this world beautiful? Isn't it our job to make this world rhythmic, rhyming with the spirit. It's our duty. We have to do it. Not only taking Sahaj Yoga for yourself, but for others. It's not you are all the time worried about yourself, but you are worried about others. What's happening in the world? That is love. That love is spontaneous. And when it works wonders. So this is a beautiful evening where we are worshipping such a great source of our ascent. And I hope you people will understand how far are you with that force, how much are you drenched in that force, in that rhythm of Shiva, who in his rhythmic way gives you vibrations. Vibrations flow in a wavy way, and that wave should engulf you completely, and you should be lost in that. Your I-ness should be dissolved in that. This is I bless you. Thank you.